Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to today's video. Welcome back to my channel. So if I sound weird, it's because I don't feel good at all. I have a really sore throat and I'm also in the middle of painting my nails. Anyways, I wanted to do a makeup and mystery, and today we're going to be talking about DALIA DIPPOLITO and Michael DIPPOLITO, because this is a very unique case. Like, pretty unique. So this case is actually documented on online in videos and stuff like that, which I think actually ends up coming back to bite the police in the ass a little bit. Michael DIPPOLITO was actually, he had ran with the wrong crowd, I guess you could say, in a way, and at this point in his life, he was trying to get himself back together, be good, but he was also on probation. So, the case of Michael and DALIA. Michael was actually married once before, and he meets DALIA, who was working as an escort, and he ends up divorcing his wife to be with DALIA. And something I found interesting was that DALIA and Michael actually ended up getting married like 5 days after his divorce from his first wife was finalized. And once DALIA appeared in his life and they were married and stuff like that, all these weird and crazy things just started happening to poor Michael DIPPOLITO. Because I remember I mentioned that he was on probation earlier. He used to get, random checks. They used to just call and say, oh, we have a tip that you're doing drugs or you're dealing drugs. And he used to get, random checks. And he had been on probation for something like 5 years at that point. And they never did that. So it's really weird. Because usually they have to have a reason to. And if somebody's saying that, then that's the reason. And our story begins with videos that you can actually still find on YouTube to this day of DALIA acting, because she had actually arranged a hit on her husband Michael after being together for a year. So she had actually arranged a hit on her husband Michael. She had a friend named Muhammad, who actually was the police informant and informed the police about this hit. And the police, this was actually really unique, and I kind of wish that they would do this with more cases like this, because it's hilarious to watch the reactions. They set up a sting operation because they wanted to prove that DALIA DIPPOLITO was serious and wanted her husband murdered. I wish that they would do this more often. However, like I said, I think it did come back to bite them in the ass, because they were filming for the TV show Cops. At least this particular department was filming for the TV show Cops at the time. And so Cops actually ends up recording everything that happens. And like I said, you can still check it out to this day because it's a TV show. So they had the cameras rolling, and they had the video evidence of DALIA meeting with a hitman who was actually an undercover narcotics cop. And arranging the hit. What's crazy is she handed him $1,200 and said he'd get $20 afterwards. What's crazy is DALIA didn't have the money to pay for the hitman, so she was actually trying to convince the hitman to take Michael out when he went to the bank, and he was gonna get a bunch of money out. So basically, she was gonna have him pay Michael DIPPOLITO pay for his own hit. Poor guy. Yeah, that's love right there, y'all. Poor guy. But ultimately, it wasn't a hitman, and he knew he couldn't do that. So he told her, hey, I'm going to do it in your house. Make sure you go to the gym at this time. It'll happen at 6:30. You got to leave the door open. And DALIA did not want a stranger in her house. She was so concerned about this that she actually, the morning of, took all her jewelry, which amounted into $8,000 worth of jewelry, with her to the gym. And that's how crazy this bitch is. So the police arrange it. They show up to the house after DALIA leaves, on the day that the hit is supposed to be taking place, that DALIA plans with the undercover cop. And you can actually see it. There is footage of them going and getting Michael and telling him what's going on, and they take him out of the house, and they take him down to the police station. And that is where they let him watch his wife pay for his murder. Like, 'cause, like I said, they had it all on camera. So he's at the police station watching all of it. So a sergeant in the police force actually calls Dahlia and says, like, oh, there's been a disturbance at your house. You need to get home immediately, because remember, she went to the gym. So remember that this department was actually filming with the TV show Cops. So there is footage of Dahlia coming home to her house that is now a crime scene. And there is footage of her being told of her husband's murder. And I suggest, if you're interested, really looking it up, because it is the most fakest shit you will ever see in your life. Like, it just looks fake. Like, she looks like she's like giving off some fake ass emotions, not really giving up two hells. She basically immediately says, oh, my husband is on parole, and then is worried about her dogs. Like, and she's like fake crying on. It's really cringy also when you think about it, because she's fake crying on the sergeant's shoulder. So just really, really gross. And like I said, this whole time, Michael was actually at the police station watching all of the evidence that they have against Dahlia, where she's planning his murder. She's planning it. Not only is she planning it, but she's willing to pay for it, because she claims that Michael was abusing her, which we know now is false. And there's also video evidence, because like I said, Cops was filming of her at the police station, where they're kind of interrogating her, but then they bring in the hitman, the undercover cop, and they ask, like, oh, do you know this guy? And she goes, no. And then they take him out, and that's when they drop the whole ball on Dahlia and pretty much say, we know you planned this. That guy is an undercover cop, not a hitman. So Dahlia is arrested for soliciting murder. And actually proceeds to call Michael, her husband, and tries to convince him that she didn't do this. And he's like, I saw and heard you doing it. And she's like, I saw and heard it too, but it's just not possible. They must have just faked it, Michael. I didn't do it. I can just imagine her saying that they must have just faked it. You can actually go and listen to the police conversation, or the conversation, because the police obviously bug their phones when you're in jail. Like, they bug it. It's just amazing that she ends up calling Michael, even though he is her husband. He's her victim. So it's just amazing that that happens. And then she tries to convince Michael that she didn't do it, and he's like, dude, I saw you on camera, and I heard your voice doing it. You said you were 5,000% sure you wanted me dead. I mean, and not to mention, she handed him like $1,200 to kill her husband. Which is crazy. If you guys can hear Jackson crying in the background, I'm so sorry. I just got up to check on him, and like, he's like asleep. No, I don't know if like he's having bad dreams or what is going on, but I do not know what is going on with Jackson in his life right now. Like, I don't know. So the trial comes, and Dahlia is found guilty of soliciting Michael's murder and sentenced to prison. However, her lawyer gets right to work on an appeals case, and they actually are granted an appeal case. Because remember when I said that the show Cops came back to bite them in the ass? Well, Cops had actually aired the episode before her trial was over. So they claimed that the jury, that they were members of the jury that could have seen that and formed an opinion of Dahlia. And basically that's like a giant no-no. Like, you can't do that when you're a juror in your case. So anyways, the judge actually ends up granting her an appeal, and she gets a new trial. Now, what is amazing on this is that she actually is given house arrest, and she served 8 years of house arrest, under house arrest. So She got off pretty easy when you think about it for soliciting someone's murder. I mean, please don't try and do that. This woman is just so incredibly lucky, but her luck does end up running out eventually. So in the new trial, they present all the evidence. However, what was shocking is that it was a hung jury, which basically means that it was declared a mistrial. So Dahlia was let free. However, it didn't take them long, the prosecution very, very long to decide to retry her, of course, because they know she's guilty. And this is the third trial that Dahlia is having. So in this third trial, it's kind of important to note Dahlia actually had a child. She had a little boy in this time frame, so she is a mother to a little boy. And it's not Michael's baby. Oh my god. It's actually a guy named James, who I don't really know his connection to her, or if he had a connection to the case, or really what it was. So finally, in the third trial, Dahlia is convicted of soliciting murder of Michael DIPPOLITO again. So she was found guilty twice. And now she can't get out of it, because that was her appeal. And the judge sentences her to 16 years in jail. However, of course, she did serve 8 years under house arrest, so that actually does go towards her her prison time. So she only has to serve like 6 to 8 years in prison for soliciting murder. How crazy is that? But she actually got like 2 extra years tapped onto her case, her prison time. When I was researching this, I found that interesting because, again, they record your phone calls in jail. I don't think Dahlia realizes this because she was caught planning an escape from prison on the phone with her baby daddy while in jail. And they recorded it and obviously found out about it. This girl's dumb. This girl should have just stayed a fucking escort because she's stupid. Honestly, there's nothing wrong with being an escort. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with being an escort. I'm just saying this girl's stupid. I mean, she's really stupid, guys. Like, so stupid. I mean, she even has her mother convinced that she didn't do it. Like, how do you convince people when there's evidence? There's video evidence that you did it! I don't know, you guys. I guess I'm just very passionate about this case. I feel very sorry for Michael DIPPOLITO so bad. I mean, can you imagine how it would feel to find out that your, like, new wife that you left your first wife for was trying to ruin your life? Was trying to kill you? And just so you guys know that once Dahlia left Michael's life, and she got arrested, all of the, like, searches and stuff like that ended on Michael. It ended, so. I still have not been able to find out why Dahlia wanted to plan her husband's murder, because he seemed like such a good guy that... I turned Mickey off. And then it's back on now. So if you hear it in the background, that's what it is. But I still cannot figure out why Dahlia wanted to kill Michael. I mean, he seemed like he really cared about her. I mean, like $8,000 in jewelry. I don't think that she got that on an escort salary. And I mean, he did marry her really quickly after his divorce. I mean, he married her 5 days after his divorce from his first wife was finalized. So, Dahlia is not only an attempted murderer, but she's also a homewrecker. Because she broke up a marriage. Something that intrigues me is that I actually have 2 sons, so I kind of am like, your son's gonna look you up one day, and he's gonna see that fake-ass video of you crying, and you are convicted of trying to kill somebody. Like, how is your son supposed to live with that? How? Alright, so that is the case of Dalia DIPPOLITO and Michael DIPPOLITO. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry if my voice is bothering you. It hurts so much to talk right now. You have no idea. Like, I feel like I'm talking through my nose. It hurts so bad. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So like, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell. All that social media great stuff. I'm going to end this video here. And I have more to film today, so I'm going to have quite a few videos showing me sick. So, sorry guys. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. So like, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell. All that social media great stuff. I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye guys.